Hello guys, welcome to Gwent, the Witcher card game. And by the way, Merry Christmas. It's Christmas tomorrow, so time flies. Gwent is a card game, it's in closed beta. So we don't know when it'll be coming out yet, but you can sign up and you might get into the closed beta. I'll put a link in the description. If you're familiar with the Witcher games, the RPG, it's created by CD Projekt Red and it's based on popular novels by Sarkowski. Gwent was first introduced in the Witcher games, where you could play them in the inns against the NPC opponents. And the rules are pretty much the same. So now they're taking that game, expanded on it and created a standalone game. And we'll quickly go through the menus here and then we'll play a game. And I'll try to explain the rules as best as I can. I've only played it a couple of hours, but I think I know most of the basic rules. So the first option is multiplayer. You can play a casual match. Or you could play ranked, but you need the required level 10 for that, so you need to rank up before you can do it. And there's a leaderboard and a friend match. You can play a friend online. And then you have the single player. You have a practice match against the AI, and the AI is pretty good actually. And a tutorial that will teach you all of the basics. It's pretty good and fairly short. And we have a campaign coming soon. Then you have the actual cards here. You have your deck builder and your collection. If you take a look at the collection first here, you can see some of them are animated and some of them are not. But there's a really high level of polish in this game and the artwork's great. So you can see all of the factions that are in the game right now. You have the neutral faction that you can use with all of them, and then you have the monsters, Northern Realms, Scoia'tael and Skellige. So let's just take a look at the monsters here. And here's Eredin from the Wild Hunt. He's a general that you can play. If we click on it, it'll zoom in and we'll also see who made that illustration. And it's very nice looking art. And in here we can also mill the card, which is recycled, so we'll get back scraps. We could also craft the card if you don't have it, but it'll cost us 200 scrap, and that's the resource up here. And we get that for playing games. It's in-game currency. And you can see that all of the characters from the game are in here, and also from the books. If you read the books, you will you'll have a happy reunion with many of the characters from those. Let's take a look at this one. Here's Radovid in the torture chamber maybe. A king should be merciless towards his enemies and generous to his friends. He's certainly not being particularly merciful right here. We need to be level 3 to mill the cards, recycle them for scrap. So let's jump back out, take a look at the deck builder. And here we can select which deck we want to adjust, or we could create a new one. And when you first start the game, you have these starter decks. This is the monsters, Northern Realms, Scoia'tael and Skellige. Skellige is sort of the Viking faction in the books. They live on islands and come in longboats, a seafaring nation. Then we have the shop, where we can purchase kegs of cards. We can also open a keg, and I got a keg for completing the tutorial and I saved it so we can open it later after we play a game, so we can see what that looks like. So let's hop back to multiplayer and we'll start a casual match. And I'll try to explain the game while we play it as best as I can. And we'll play as Eredin. They all have different abilities, the factions. With Eredin you can just play him. He'll be a 10 power creature on the board. With the Northern Realms, you can choose a bronze unit on your side of the battlefield, spawn an exact copy on the same row. With the Scoia'tael you can redraw up to 3 cards. And with the Skellige you can spawn 2 clan and crate warriors. You can only use your general's power once during a game. So let's play as Eredin from the Wild Hunt. And I've actually never waited longer than 10 seconds for a game, so there's quite a lot of players.
Close ranks!
Any last words?
So we're playing Voldemar and he's playing with the Northern Realms. So now we can redraw cards. So let's redraw maybe the Foglet. And I don't think we will necessarily... we should keep biting Frost. I actually want to keep all of this stuff, I think. So let's just finish redrawing. We could have redrawn 2 more. So you can see how many cards we have in our hand. This is a graveyard where the cards go when you've used them, or they're off the board. And this is how the opponent's deck. You can also see his innate ability, full test. Add 2 strength to each gold unit when it appears on your side. And down here we have keep a random non-gold neutral or monsters on your side at the end of each round. Let's play something. Play this one, Irakas, breedable, play all Iraqis from your deck. Here we go. So it automatically played the second one. And here's Geralt, Witcher, no ability, that's a gold card. And being a gold card, you can't usually hit them with spells and stuff like that to decrease their stats. So now he played a trebuchet, removed 2 strength from 2 opposing non-gold units. So he sent them back into the graveyard, now they're over here. And in the first round we just sort of want to take it easy, not play too many cards or too strong cards. We don't want to expend all of our good stuff in the beginning. Ancient Foglet. Actually, let's play these Wild Hunt Riders. And immune to frost, and they play all Wild Hunt Riders from your deck. Which is good because it lets you play an extra card that's not out of your hand but from your deck. Because the point is to not run out of cards. And also to be ahead in numbers here.
Been waiting a long time for
you
this.
play 3 rounds and you need to win 2 of the rounds to win. And now he played Lambert, the Witcher. And if he had Eskil and Vesemir in his deck, they would have been played as well. That's an ability. Let's just zoom on the card real quick. You can see who illustrated this, and it's very good looking. He's fighting the Wild Hunt there. So now he's ahead, and he played a couple of fairly strong cards. Let's just see if we can, but we have nothing but strong cards left here really. Alright, let's play this Ancient Foglet, and I think that'll be the last thing we play. Just see if we can get him to draw or put out a strong card. We don't draw much in the way of cards from round to round, so we have to make sure that our hand stays good through all 3 rounds, or we might lose. So if we might pass now and let him win this one, which is a hit with 5. I think we'll do that and we'll try and win the last 2. I'm not sure it's the perfect thing to do, but we'll do it anyway. So he's just going to pass also, so he doesn't spend any more cards from his hand. He's already won. He's at 15. So now we should have strong cards to play in the last 2 rounds, and we'll try and win those. So because we have that ability where we keep 1 card on the board that's not gold by random choice, we kept this one, Ancient Foglet, on the board. And now we're going to try and win now. Actually, we do need to win this round, because if we don't, we lose the game.
I'm itching for that battle.
So he played a Dun Banner Heavy Cavalry. After 2 turns, convert to gold until removed from the battlefield or the round ends. That has 5 life, so I guess we could remove it here. With this, but I'm not sure it's worth it. It turns to gold. I think we'll just leave it. I will play Geralt.
Not your lucky day.
They've done a pretty good job of using voice and sound and animated action to make the board come alive a little bit with the cards. You see it's chopping off heads there.
What do you want?
So he just boosted this card. Let's see what else we have here. Manticore, no ability. Nothing too special. Foglet. Let's play the Fiend and see what he does.
I've no interest in politics.
Seal de Tanserville, remove 4 strength from an opposing non-gold unit. So now we have one more card in our hand than he does. And you want to be up on cards, because there's one more round after this one to play. If we win this, we just play the Foglet. So each round you just play a card or pass if you can't play any cards. And if you pass, that lasts the entire round. And you can't play anything else. Alright, so we can use this Thunder to get rid of something. We could get rid of her. Or we could sap strength from the Redanian Knight. You can sometimes boost cards in a column. So if you get rid of the card entirely, it's probably better. So it can't be boosted up. Instead of just bringing this down to 1, then it might get boosted up again. And we can also use this Biting Frost.
Tell me you jest.
To make sure that anything in the melee rolls goes to 1, except if they're gold. So we can destroy the strongest non-gold units on the battlefield. So we can get rid of the knights, I think, if we play this Scorch. I don't know if it's worth it, maybe we'll hold on to it for a little while. Because now this is down to 4. So if he plays more in the melee row, we could play Biting Frost. It'll also set ours to 1, but Geralt is gold, so he'll not be touched by it. So we can play the Fog. And that'll bring the Foglets from our deck, I think, if we have any left. It'll also increase maybe this one's attack strength a little bit. Let's play the Fog. So that's a weather effect. So that brought out an extra Foglet from our deck and set the attack to 2.
Onward! Attack!
Okay, so he duplicated this with his Foltest ability, and that brought something from his graveyard back into the game. And we do need to win this round or we lose. So now we can play this Biting Frost and it'll set all of these guys to 1 and this one to 1. And that'll help us, but we might wait and see if he plays more in the melee row. We can play this in the siege. That's a Manticore, it's a 10 creature, that's pretty good. We play that in the siege row down here. You can see where you played it. You can see where the card will be played by the icon here. And some of them can be played anywhere. Alright, so he boosted those. That's good for us because we have this Biting Frosts. And we might... Yeah, we could play it now. Let's do that. So I'll set all of these guys to 1 and that one to 1. It won't touch Geralt because he's gold. So now we are ahead by 5. And we'll see what he does. He scorched the Manticore. So now he's ahead. Now we can clearly get ahead with if we play Eridin, but we're not gonna have that much to play next round. Golem goes in the melee slot. So if we put him here, he'll become a 1, which is not good for us. So I think we'll play Eridin anyway, and we'll keep these 2 cards. Hopefully we'll have them to play next round, and we'll keep 1 with our ability that randomly selects 1 monster to keep for the next round, as we play as the monsters. So here comes Eridin. He shouldn't be a 1 because he's gold, so he'll keep his 10 attack power, even though there's Frost here. He's also immune to Frost, by the way, as his ability. So let's see if he can bring something on that'll put him above 25, then we're pretty much going to lose. Ah! He got put up to 26. No, he became, after we played him, he became a grey creature, unfortunately, because we can use Scorch to destroy the strongest non-gold units on the battlefield, that includes our own. So that would be Eridin. We would kill Eridin if we played Scorch, I think. So we can only really play the Golem. And he's a melee row guy, so he'll go down to 1, so it'll be at 26 both of us. So we're even Steven now, and he's got 1 card to play. Ah. Alright. So now we can play Scorch, and that would get rid of this one, I think, the trebuchet. Yeah, so he's down to 18, and he doesn't have any cards to play, so he'll pass automatically. We can't play anything either, so we pass as well, and we win. So we won that round. Now we're in the 3rd and last round, and we keep a random guy. We actually kept everything, and we only draw 1 card. So it's really different from most other card games, because now we only have this to play. Prize-winning cow, because we spent all of our cards in the 1st and the 2nd round. So we're left with basically nothing to play now, except for this. So moo at ya. And he got a weather effect there. He chose a rally, so he picked a random card from his deck. He was extremely lucky. Because he picked one that exactly drawed that round. So yeah, that's a draw. He sent a good game, you can do that. We'll do that as well. So that ended in a draw. That's the first time I've had that happen. And we can see how it ended up strength-wise in the different rounds. And we did earn scrap, so we're up to 25 now. So let's head back out. And we'll go over here to the shop and we'll open the keg for completing the tutorial. And we'll open it right now. And see what we get. Reveal each card. Once you've revealed all 4, you will be able to choose your 5th card, okay? You got Dextra. Convert all other gold units to silver or bronze if that was the original color. Gain 1 strength for each unit converted. That's the Spy Master from the games and the books. Reinforced Ballista. Remove 1 strength from a random opposing non-gold unit when a gold card appears on your side. That's a pretty good card.
Wow!
And Lacerate. Remove 3 strength from all non-gold units on a row. It's good stuff. Manticore Venom. Remove 4 strength from all instances of non-gold units on the side. And now we get to choose one. Wow. Aitne. Return a non-relentless unit on your side to your hand and immediately play it again. Or Iris. When destroyed, add 3 strength to all opposing non-gold units. Or Fire Elemental. Spawn a lesser Fire Elemental on this unit's row at the start of your turn. That's pretty good. That carries over to the next round if it's still on the board when the round ends. But I think we're going to pick the gold card, because why not? Yeah, let's keep the gold card. That's a pretty good haul, I think. 2 gold cards and some nice stuff here. We'll get back to the shop.
Prices for humans of all walks.
So obviously you can also buy for real world money. Your hard-earned cash.
Like a griffin.
To boost your decks. I don't know if they'll keep these prices or not. Everything's up in the air. They can obviously change it as they want. It's just burping and farting, the troll. Stop that. I'm trying to talk. So here we have our new gold card in the Squirtle deck. Let's just take a look at it. It's a Dryad. It's Aitna. Is that the Queen of the Dryads in the woods where Geralt goes to heal in one of the books? It's the last holdout of the Dryads, and they hide in the trees and they shoot the bows and do a little bit of magic. And little girls are brought to them and become Dryads by way of magic. So that might be a little orphan girl, or it might actually be Ciri. I think she ends up there at some point. Good stuff. Yeah, I like the game so far. What they have. It's very polished at this early stage. And there's a lot of players. And the art's really good. And if you played the Witcher games or read the books, you will find so many characters in here and so much lore. That's a lot of fun to see what they did with it. The artist's vision of the different characters. And the rules are very different from the other offerings like Hearthstone and Magic the Gathering. So it feels fresh to play. I think what we'll do is in the next video I'll play with some of the other starter decks, so you get to see more cards in action. And after that we might just recycle all of the starter decks except for one and try to craft a better deck so we can actually start winning some games. So I think I'll do at least 2 more videos, hopefully. I also have a little bit of a vested interest in this game as I am a stockholder in CD Projekt Red, so I would like to see this game do very well. And I think it's a good game. So I'll probably do some more videos on it during Christmas or in the beginning of the next year and keep tabs on the development. So thank you for watching and I'll catch you all next time.